Are you ready? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Say it. I hope it's not. Oh, I'm going to stop then. Hold on. Okay.
Hi, gang. Welcome to the first lunch bunch that we are doing. We are kind of branching out and trying something new. The four of us talk often together throughout the days and share with each other. And we wanted to open it up with y'all. And we thought, what better time than maybe Wednesdays at lunch? And hopefully you have been able to grab something for lunch, whether you're working or a stay-at-home mom and you got the kiddos situated. And we're just going to spend a little bit of time sharing things that are on our minds, things that are important to us, things that have helped us, and hopefully might help you as well. So first, let's introduce ourselves. Okay, I am Trila Cook, and I am from the Little Rock, Arkansas area, and I am a Plexus Senior Gold Ambassador. Next.
Hey, I'm Terry, and I'm from Rowlett, Texas. Yay! And I'm a Ruby Ambassador with Plexus. Ashley?
So I'm Ashley Sherrard, and I am in French Lick, Indiana, and I am a Silver Ambassador.
And I am Susan Schaffner, and I'm from Shreveport-Bossier City, Louisiana, and I'm a Gold Ambassador.
Yay! Well, okay, so that's the four of us that's on this week. I don't know who else is going to be on each week, but we have some exciting things that we want to talk about. Okay, first up, Terry.
Okay.
What's new in your world? Guys, there's so much going on. So much going on with the hurricanes, with the North Korea stuff, with, oh my gosh, everything. Well, Terry has something that came across her desk that I think might really rock our world. So, Terry, tell them what you came up with.
I am, out of the four of us, the least scientific girl on the face of this earth. So,
well,
I love my products. I'm horrible at the scientific part. All I know is it works. I'm going to read you something that I pulled off the internet about gut health, because Plexus, we're not in this just to lose 100 pounds. That's ridiculous. We're in this to get healthy. So I'm going to read you something about gut health, because I want to read this first, and then I want to read the most exciting thing that I've seen come across a school to do in a very, very long time. So I'm going to read this really quick. Okay. Believe it or not, the bacteria and organisms living in your gut, constituting most of the human microbiome, affect your health more than you think. The microbiome has as much influence on health and disease as our genomes, I can't even say it, and other environmental exposures, said Dr. Lynn Bry, director of Massachusetts Host Microbiome Center in the Department of Pathology at Brigham and Women's Hospital. Microbes, microorganisms in the gut, for example, produce important nutrients. These include vitamin K, which provides appropriate clotting of the blood, and B vitamins such as vitamin B, B12, B6, that are essential for a healthy brain and production of blood cells. They're also essential in maturing the immune system, gut, and other tissues. Diet has major effect upon microbiome communities. Changes in diet, including sudden changes in carbohydrate, protein, and fat intake, can rapidly alter the composition of the microbes in the gut and also impact what they do. Eating a healthy diet that is full of leafy green fruits, greens, fruits, vegetables, and beans does the most to diversify your communities of healthy gut microbes and ensure they're working maximally to your benefit. Other factors that affect the microbiota include antibiotic exposure, and even factors such as exercise and sleep. So, the important thing is that you're getting a healthy diet, that you're taking a probiotic, and be careful about the antibiotics. But this is what was so exciting to me that I saw printed the other day. And disclaimer, Plexus doesn't claim to cure or treat any diseases or issues or anything. But I want to read. This is a note, a letter that came home to a mom the other day at a school, and I'm not going to name the school or the name or anything. I hope this letter finds you well. I would like to invite your child to participate in a research study that is being conducted by a colleague of mine, Dr. I'm going to leave it blank, at the University of Illinois in the Department of Nutrition and Health. The purpose of this study is to find the relationship, specific nutrients, and the makeup of the gut and how these two factors influence symptoms of autism spectrum disorder.
Oh my gosh.
We hope to learn how to provide nutrition advice and make suggestions on probiotic and prebiotic treatment options for children diagnosed with ASD. This research studies requires, anyway, I'm not going to read the rest of that because that's kind of yucky. But
oh my gosh.
I just was shocked. I was so excited because, first of all, doctors are required to take 1 or 2 courses in nutrition. And the world is finally realizing that our gut health plays a major role in so many things, not just in our health, but in our mental health, our happiness, our outlook, our attitude, and lots of other mental issues. So do some research on this, y'all. This is exciting stuff. So that's what's new in my world today.
Let me piggyback real quick. Do y'all, my daughter Laura, who's 30, almost died of yeast overgrowth, and I'll talk about that probably some other time. But do y'all know that before she was even diagnosed as autistic, we knew she had yeast overgrowth, but had no way to deal with it. So now that was 30 years ago. Wow.
Yeah,
cool.
It's all changing. I'm telling y'all, gut health. And I'm telling you, if you haven't read the microbiome solution, get it today. Okay, what's for dinner?
Susan's our what's for dinner person this week. What are you cooking, Susan?
That's really, really funny because I don't cook, and so I have the whole bunch. For them to ask me to do a recipe, that was kind of strange. But this is a change that I'm trying to make in my life, is preparing healthy foods when I do actually prepare something.
And that's why we ask you, because you're trying to make that change.
My idea of cooking is I boil eggs and put them in the refrigerator for the week for us to have for breakfast. So, my husband just said, "What's in this bag in the refrigerator? Is it safe to eat?" I try to do enough for 2 or 3 meals. It's just the 2 of us, and so that way we can. If he didn't eat leftovers, he wouldn't eat. But in the microbiome solution book that you just mentioned, she actually has Dr. Tutcon, I guess is how you say her name. She has some recipes in the back, and I've actually tried some of them, and they're really good and they're easy. And the one I'm going to share today is the chili lime chicken with fruit salsa. And this is a make ahead. I'm not a good planner when it comes to getting ready to eat. It will be 5:30 or 6 o'clock, and Bobby will say, "Hey, what's for dinner?" "Oh, I hadn't thought about it." So by planning ahead, I'll say, "Oh, yeah, that's in the refrigerator." So this is something that you actually make ahead, and I'll go through the ingredients. If you're interested in the recipe, you'll message me or one of the ladies that's in this book, and we can get it to you. But you have to marinate your chicken breast. So you're going to start with 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. have. And then you're going to mix in a bowl together lime juice, olive oil, honey, garlic, a little bit of chili powder, and a little bit of salt. And that's going to be your marinade. You're going to put that in a shallow dish, and then add the chicken breast on top of that. Toss it a little bit so you're coating them real well, and then chill it for at least 4 hours. I usually do this like on a Sunday afternoon and chill it overnight so you have it for the next night. And you're going to turn it at least once during that time so you're marinating the full breast and not just a side of it. But in addition to that, once you get smoked, you're going to add on top of that, hey Gloria, going to add on top of that fruit salsa. And so I try to do this ahead of time as well. And you're going to take several different fruits and dice them or cube them. And you're going to add strawberries, avocado, a mango, some onion, some fresh cilantro, lime juice, a little more chili powder, and a little more salt. And so what I did when I actually cooked this the last time is I went ahead and diced my strawberries. I went ahead and pitted and cubed my mango. I chopped my onion. I got all those things ready except the avocado. I waited to do it until I was ready to do it so it wouldn't turn brown. It would still taste okay if you did it ahead of time, but it's going to be yucky looking. So went ahead and had those ready where all I had to do the next night was just throw them in, a pot together or a bowl together and stir them up. So the next day when you're ready to actually fix this, you've done your prep work, you grill the chicken breast. And so you grill it on medium high. Just grill it for about 12 minutes or until it's, not pink in the center. We don't want any kind of bacteria. Put it on a platter, and then you put the fruit salsa on top of it. And y'all, it is to die for. And it's very, very healthy. It's very filling. That's all we had. We didn't have any other vegetables or anything with it. We just had fruit and chicken and avocado, and we were ready to go. And it was really good, and it was really easy. And more importantly, it was really good for us. So
Cool.
that's my dinner for the week. So,
Hey, I have chicken breast in my refrigerator right now.
well, go get them marinating, and you can have them tonight. You've got 4 hours to marinate. You'll be good.
I think I can do that. You'll have
Very,
send
very
me the,
tasty. And I tell you what, the salsa made a lot of salsa, and actually had some of it left, and I put it with some lettuce and tomatoes the next day, and the day after that, and had it for lunch, and that was very good.
I don't have the fruit though.
Well,
We're out of fruit.
You can substitute different fruits. You don't have to use those. You could use peaches. You could use, whatever that you happen to have, cantaloupe, any kind of fruit to make a salsa. I think the thing that makes it the salsa is the chili powder and the onion and those kinds of things. The cilantro.
Yeah, that. So it's not real sweet with that in it.
No, not at all. And you probably could just use frozen fruit. I mean, I'm not a cook, but I don't see why not, like chunk pineapple and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I do have that. Okay.
It's kind of a little sweet with the tangy in it.
Yeah, I like it. Thanks. It might be for what's at dinner in Arkansas too. Okay. The next segment that we wanted to talk about is what book are you reading? Okay. All of us are super big on professional development. We continuously read to try to develop ourselves as businesswomen, but more importantly, just as people and as Christians, but as people. And we want to be the best that we can be, quoting an army phrase. So I have been reading this book in a book club called The Compound Effect. Now, The Compound Effect is written by Darren Hardy. And Darren Hardy is, oh my gosh, a multi-billionaire. And he's only not even 40. And he made his first million by age 21 or something like that. Guys, he is the editor of the Success magazine. So this is a guy that rubs elbows with the top of the successful people. So he has gathered a bunch of information. And one of the things that this book is packed full of stuff. And I'm just going to pick out one little bit, even though it's going to be kind of long. I'm going to try to hurry. But what he says is one of our worst enemies is that we are a microwave society, that we want everything instantly, and we give up on things. For example, how many of you have started running or walking, and after 5 or 6 days not lost any weight? I'm out of here. You know, no more. I'm not doing this. Or think about this, playing an instrument. How many of you have tried to pick up an instrument and boy, you worked at it, and you gave it 6 months and you still couldn't do it and you gave up. Y'all, 6 months isn't long to master an instrument at all. What about your IRAs? How many of us have said, okay, we're going to put $100 a month aside in our IRA and we're going to continue doing this now that we're young and you know, so that when we get over, we'll have a retirement built up and stuff like that. And so we do it for like 2 or 3 years and then something comes up. We need the money, so we get the money out and we go, you know, it's not making that much anyway, so I'm just going to take it out. Well, what we did when we quit running or walking or we quit practicing our instrument or we quit putting that money into the IRA is we messed up the possibility for the compound effect to work. Now, the compound effect is like the magic penny. Most people have heard this. In case you haven't, you have a choice. If somebody offered you right now $30 million, no, not 30 million, $3 million, right? Now I've gone crazy. Okay, or a penny. But yet that penny is going to double in its amount. Each day it will double. Which would you take? Well, if you've heard this story before, you know, because you're going to do this doubling for 31 days, you know that you're going to take the penny because you end up making like over $10 million. So you're offered 3 million, not 30, 3 million or a penny a day for 31 days. That's going to double. It's going to double what you have the day before. You want to take the penny because do it mathematically. This is exponential growth. I used to teach this. At the end of 31 days, you're going to have over $10 million. I mean, it's crazy. Almost more than 3 times as much as what you were offered. Okay? Now, here's the deal, though. Do you know when you actually end up making more than the 3 million that you were offered? Not until the 30th day. Not until almost the end of the experiment, if you will. And so many people give up because we want instant gratification. The compound effect says that if you make small changes, consistently, day after day after day, over a long period of time, you make radical changes and radical results. So here's another one. This is Larry, Scott, and Brad, 3 friends. These guys, pretty much even across the board, married, make about $50,000 a year, happy, successful, you know, they have good jobs and so forth. Well, they reach a point in their life and they say, okay, they get together and they talk about it. Larry complains a lot, but decides he's not going to make any changes. Scott decides he's going to make a small change. This is what Scott does, okay? Scott decides that every day he's going to read 10 pages of a self-help, self-development, inspirational book. He's going to listen every day on his way to work to a self-help, inspirational CD. Something to make him a better person, okay? Encouraging music, uplifting music, that's what he's going to do. And he's going to try to cut out 125 calories a day. He goes, that's nothing. Now, do you know how he made that choice, 125? By listening to Dr. Oz as one of the inspirational self-help things. And Dr. Oz said, just cut out, change mustard instead of mayo on your sandwich and cut out 125 calories. Eat 1 less bowl of cereal a day, you know, and eat something healthier, less caloric, lower in calories. And you'll get that, cut out that 125 calories. So that's what he's done. Not overwhelming, huh? Not overwhelming hard changes. That's what he's going to do. And then there's Brad. Brad's going to make choices too. But here's the choices Brad makes. He decides to get a big screen TV and he starts watching a lot of TV. And one of the main things he starts watching is all of these cooking shows. You know, all these cooking shows that come on, like what's the one on at noon? I can't even think of it now, with Dr. Oz's daughter and all those things. And he just starts watching those things. And he puts a bar in his den and says, okay, I'm just going to have one drink a night. You know, I'm going to make my life better and happier and all this other stuff. And so because he's watching all of these cooking shows and stuff, he starts baking, and he makes these wonderful muffins that everybody in the family loves. And so he starts baking them every day. He just eats one more muffin a day. That's all he's added. But it adds 125 calories to his daily routine. Now, guys, these are small changes, aren't they? I don't know about you, but I can see myself in Brad. I can see myself in Scott. And I can see myself in Larry, where I just want to complain and not do anything about it. You know? Okay, but here's the deal. You know what? There is no change. If you look at these people after 5 months, not much change. If you look at them after 18 months, over a year, doing the same things, there's still not a lot of difference. But when you get to at the 2-year mark, you start seeing really drastic visual differences. And within 30 months, there are like startling changes, amazing changes. Now, here's the deal. Larry's still complaining, but he's very bitter. Okay, he's very bitter because nothing's still gotten any better. And so the longer you complain, what happens? The more bitter you get. Okay, Scott has made a bunch of changes, and a lot of good things have happened. Brad has made a lot of changes, and a lot of bad things have happened. Look at what happened. Next slide, Terry. Look at what happened to Scott and Brad. Scott is down 33 pounds. Do the math. 125 calories less a day for 3 years, or for 30 months, I think is what this is calculated. He earned a promotion. Why? Well, all that self-help stuff, guess what? It blossomed over into his workplace. His work, he's happier at work. He's positive about things. People love that. His boss loves that. He's earned a promotion. His marriage is better. Why? Because he has more energy. The less weight gives him better energy. He's getting those endorphins. He's getting pumped up about the feel-good stuff. Okay? He's taking walks with his wife now, playing with his kids. And look at Brad. Brad is now gained 33 pounds. That's supposed to be him laying out like this. That graphic. He's gained 33 pounds because he's eating muffins every day and other stuff. He's cranky. He's not sleeping as well. He feels extremely dissatisfied with his job and is so ready to quit. He has less energy. He walks less. He stays up late at night watching TV and drinking that alcoholic drink. And guess what? His marriage has suffered. What the compound effect tries to get us to see is how making small changes each day, and consistently over a long period of time can really cause us to have radical change. So this is something that I am trying to put to use. I have picked a couple of things that I'm changing, small changes, and I'll let you know next time how it's going. How's that? Anybody want to change anything? Anybody want to do it with me?
I want to change a lot, and I've changed this week. I'm making myself drink more water, which I've changed before, and I go backwards, but I'm doing that again. I've already lost 3 pounds this week.
Yay! Okay, Ashley.
Okay. So I want to, just before I get started with what I'm going to talk about, that all hit home with me a lot because I could be any of those people, and there's a big part of me that has wanted to be the guy that made all the bad choices. there are still those days where I want to be the guy that makes all the wrong choices and like eat the muffins and spend the money on the bar and TV. But I'm trying to be the other guy. And I'm not good with names, so I don't know who they are, but it was the bad guy and the good guy. But so I think I'm supposed to be talking about Slim, is that right?
Yeah.
So I love Slim. I am the biggest Slim cheerleader that there is out there. So that's what we call the little pink drink. And it comes in that nifty little packet that looks like those Kool-Aid containers, those little Kool-Aid packets that my children will take in like every water bottle in the house. They will fill up with those things, and then I have Kool-Aid all over the house that I end up throwing away. Except I don't very often let my kids get a hold of the Slim because it's too important to have it just made up to go to waste. But I will tell you a funny story about my kids, and I do happen to have one in the back seat who is homesick today, among a million other things going on in my life. But the beautiful thing about being a Plexus ambassador is that despite all the millions of things going on in my life right now, the sick kid and the fact that I'm on the road and I've had a crisis in my church this morning with my big girl job is what I call it. I'm still doing my Plexus thing, which is awesome. On the road in the middle of teeny tiny town, Indiana. So the funny story I have about Slim, before I tell you about how awesome Slim is this. I have an 8-year-old who she's insane. I'll just say it. Harrison is insane. And she has an idea in her head that mommy needs to be a happier, nicer mommy. No matter how happy and nice I am. So when I started doing Plexus, Harrison realized that she was getting happier, nicer mommy. And so I caught her. This is why I locked the Slim up now. I caught her one day filling up 3 or 4 water bottles with my Slim. That stuff is like gold. Don't take my Slim. So I'm asking her. She's in there. She's taking them. She's putting it in the refrigerator. I was like, Harrison, what are you doing? And she looks me dead in the eye, and she's 8 going on 32.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And she's like, Mom, it makes you happy, Plexus mommy. And I like happy Plexus mommy. So I'm just going to make sure that you don't forget it ever. It's going to be already made up, put it in the fridge for you.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. So, obviously, if my 8-year-old notices that Plexus Slim is doing something for me, it's doing something for me because Harrison has pretty high standards for her mommy. So, so let me tell you a little bit about Slim. Slim is amazing. Slim is a prebiotic, and I am a huge advocate of breastfeeding. I breastfed all 3 of my kids for a year plus. My husband was a huge advocate of breastfeeding. I used to tell him that he should have been the president of the La Leche League because he would walk up to random pregnant ladies and ask them if they were going to breastfeed. And, they always were like, oh my God, who are you and what are you talking about? But
Your husband?
My husband, yes.
Oh, wow.
So I quit taking him to the OB appointments because they were going to kick him out anyway. But I'm a huge advocate for breastfeeding, and there's been some studies recently, and I know that there's a video that's been going around among some of us Plexus ambassadors about. There's a study that has happened recently that much of what is in breast milk, that the makeup of breast milk, isn't actually something our infants' bodies can use, but it's a prebiotic. That the breast milk is designed to feed the good gut bacteria so that these babies are getting the best start that they can in their gut health. And Slim is a prebiotic. So what's happening is when you're drinking that beautiful pink Slim every morning consistently, you are feeding all of the good bacteria that's in your gut. And much of our immune system lies in our gut. The serotonin, that stuff that makes me happy Plexus mommy, is made in our guts. And Harrison doesn't know that, but she's learning that. She's heard me say that enough that she's going to start being a Plexus ambassador herself and be like, do you know that 90% of the serotonin that makes my mommy happy is made in her gut? So, first of all, you're feeding what is going to help boost your immune system. It's going to make you happier. It's going to make you healthier. It's going to reduce anxiety and mood swings, and I can speak to that. My husband, the president of the La Leche League, the unofficial president, he died 14 months ago from what I believe now, knowing what I know now, was candida overgrowth. He had an epileptic seizure and died. And I think this stuff is so important, and it's not a fad. It's a big deal. And so when we're drinking the Slim, first of all, we're feeding the good gut bacteria. Second of all, it has chromium in it. And let me tell you about that. When you are deficient on chromium, you have all kinds of symptoms. It affects your eye health. It affects your mood. What else, ladies? There was a whole list of things that chromium deficient. It causes your weight to fluctuate. It causes GI problems. Slim is full of chromium, and chromium is kind of hard to get in other ways. So first of all, you're boosting all of that good stuff that you need. The second thing that I love about Slim is it's pink. You know why it's pink?
I do.
Why, Tarila?
Because it's made from beet juice extract. Beet.
Yes. So if you're a fan of The Office, we all know that Dwight was right. You know, he was the beet farmer, and he was always, he always had the beets everywhere, and he was screaming about beets and everything. He was right. Beets they're full of nitrates, and so beets are going to make your blood flow easier. They're good for you. That's the big one. That beets are going to help your blood flow easier and more naturally because of all of those nitrates. It's going to help your blood pressure go down. It's going to help with your mood.
Right.
It's incredible. So my experience with Slim, kind of all joking aside, when my husband died, and I had an already existing anxiety condition that just went through the roof when he died. And I'm a pastor. I should be a social person just to be able to be good at what I do. And when I was having a panic attack every time I left the house, it was taking me out of the one source of income that I had. And when I got on the Slim and I was using it consistently, that's important. When I was using it consistently, my anxiety levels went down so far. I haven't had a panic attack in months, and I was having them daily.
Yeah.
So the Slim is jam-packed full of all these amazing things that, they may be hard to get otherwise, or they don't taste that great. I don't want to eat beets. I really don't. My mom used to try and feed me beets. I don't want to eat beets, but I will drink beets and Slim because they're all prettied up with watermelon and some citrus, and it's yummy, and it kind of tastes like Kool-Aid, only it doesn't have that nasty fake sugar aspartame kind of taste.
No.
Awesome.
No aspartame.
No artificial anything. That's the other beautiful thing. No artificial anything, not even the color, because again, it's beets.
Yeah, I know. Yay for beets. Yay for beets. Okay, we're ready for questions and answers. If there's anybody out there that's logged on via Zoom, you can unmute yourself, or just on the phone, you can unmute yourself and ask a question, or you can type it in the chat. One thing we do want to ask of everybody who's on today is, did you like this? this is just kind of something that Susan and Terry and Ashley and I do often, is kind of do a Zoom together and just have fun. It's kind of quirky fun, but it's our fun. And we thought we'd open it up to everybody else to see if y'all wanted to join us. And that's why we planned it around the lunch hour. So we would like for some feedback. Let us know. Again, our names are up there. Any questions coming in?
No, I'm not seeing anybody typing any, but you guys can always reach out to us later if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for what we can do on our Plexus Lunch Bunch. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and hopefully we've given you a little bit of information to take home with. So with that, Trila, you want to wrap us up?
Just want to say thanks for being here, guys, and drink your pink.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.